Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to see you today. It is kind of a crazy time right now. Just a second. It's kind of a crazy time like right now, and everybody's feeling really stressed and overwhelmed and a little crazy in their head. And if you're living with a narcissist or you have a narcissist in your life, then that means that, hang on a second. All right. Then that means that you are under more stress than you usually are. I mean, being in a relationship with a narcissist is hard enough already, or with anybody who's toxic or has mental health issues, it's hard enough already. And so when they're quarantined and when such a high level of chaos is out there, a narcissist may uh, act one of two ways or both ways. One of the ways is that they will feel sorry for themselves and they'll get sick, and the poor me and the fear and the anxiety, they will really dive into it. The other version is when they become the hero. They're the ones that are always doing everything right and telling people what to do and how to do it and why to do it and where to do it. And they can switch back and forth between these. So, when you're living with someone or in a relationship with someone who is struggling with this sort of, mood challenge, you are going to bear the brunt of it. You're going to be the one that has to, who's going to have to monitor your mental health, because it's very easy when you're empathic or compassionate to sacrifice yourself for other people in a chaos, in a crisis. In times like this, it's normal for people who are compassionate and empathic to put aside their own needs and focus solely on the needs of other people. It's a nice distraction too. If you're focusing on everybody else, then you don't have time to recognize how angry or anxious or depressed or frustrated you're feeling. Because in this whole quarantine thing, it's going to be a little bit of a hotbed in everybody's families. Don't think, you're the only one. And so please feel free to reach out. We've got groups and connections where you don't have to deal with this narcissist drama all by yourself. And you don't have to let your own mental and emotional health suffer. The ideal way to get through this is not about sacrificing yourself for the good of others. One of the things that this this whole coronavirus is bringing up in people is the need for self-care. The need that if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't make sure your needs get met, then you'll actually harm other people around you. And that's the same thing, whether it's mental health, physical health, no matter what it may be. And so it's an important lesson to realize you need to make sure that your needs get met. Make sure that you check in with yourself every day. See if you need a break from everybody. See if you need a walk. Find a way to get one. Find a way to keep your mental and emotional health stable. Not because you're denying it or shoving it down or barely controlling it, or not because you're medicating it away, so that you don't feel anything. In reality, even when you don't feel anything, your body feels stuff. It's still stressed. It's still underneath those problems. It just shows up when you stop medicating. When you stop taking the things that you need to take, that's when it comes back in full force and you're reminded. So be smart. Give yourself breaks from things. Look for your own mental and emotional health first, no matter the situation. Find ways to get those needs met. Because if you close your eyes and ignore that you have them, you are going to be the victim in this situation. And you're going to end up victimizing all these people that you really do care about that don't deserve it, because you're dealing with a narcissist, because you're sacrificing everybody and everything, including your own health and the health of other people that you care about, because you're trying to keep the peace, or because you're trying to maintain some level of stability or normalcy. Those things are important. They really, really are. But without a foundation of you actually feeling good, you can't do those things when you are feeling depressed or anxious yourself. So I urge you not to wait. I urge you not to wait to start looking at your mental health and emotional health. If you can be proactive about it, you can avoid a lot of situations. You can avoid a lot of problems that happen. because a narcissist is on their own schedule. They'll be volatile when they want to be volatile, and they'll be calm when they want to be calm. And you really can't predict it. But what you can do is make sure that you are in as level, connected, rational, balanced head space and body space as you can be, so that when they do go off the rails, when they are unpredictable, you can navigate the situation. If you're not in a good space, you can't navigate. So, what are some things that you can do? you know, um, Reconnecting to the earth in any way that you can, whether it's with a plant, whether it's with standing outside and just breathing in clean air, or opening up your windows if you're driving, or even hugging a tree, or touching a tree, or touching the earth, or visiting with the animals. Those sorts of things are super, they help you stay back in balance. Partially because the earth gives off a vibration that is super calming. That's why when you lay on the earth, or you sunbathe, or you walk with bare feet, it's called getting grounded. And what it does is it brings your body into a little bit better balance. So make sure you're doing a lot of that. Make sure you're allowing yourself to connect with the natural world, with things that make you feel better. Make sure you're eating healthier foods. It's easier to eat things which are high in salt and fat and sugar, but you know what? It's going to make things worse. It really is. So, a time like now is a time to try intermittent fasting. It's a time to try juice fasting. It's a time to try these things and see how it makes you feel. Because many times the foods that you eat make you feel bad. They make you feel worse. One of the things, I had an eating disorder for a really long time, and it was basically when I'm stressed out, I can't eat. And I really had to navigate my way through that. But one of the things I discovered is that, you know what? Not eating all the time makes me feel a lot better, because my head is clear. It's not being fogged by sugar and salt and fat. It's not being dehydrated by, the chemicals and things that I'm putting in it. It's being nourished in some way. Um, or it's being allowed to heal itself. Your body mainly needs water, right now. It doesn't need to eat a lot of things. So this is a time to try that intermittent fasting, or the paring down on your diet, because it'll actually make you feel better. Counterintuitive, I know, because a lot of people reach for food to feel better, and I get that. But if you realize that, if you reach for food, reach for things which nourish you, and not things which will necessarily deplete you. Don't forget a few treats so that you don't feel like you're living in a stark environment. But realize that what you're eating and what you're drinking will directly impact your mood. Now's the time to make sure you stay up on your probiotics, you stay up on your vitamins, you stay up on taking walks outside, on movement, because all of these things that happen when we're in quarantine start to seriously affect our mental and emotional health. And you know how that goes. When you're not in a good place, everybody else is crazy, because you're usually the most stable one around, right? You're the empath. You're the compassionate one. You're the one who tends to see deeper into a situation and be sensitive to what's going on. So realize that you have got to take care of yourself, because people are depending upon you, even the toxic and narcissistic relationships that you're in. You need you to be grounded. You need you to feel good. So if you need some help with emotions, I suggest you look up on YouTube a man named Brad Yates, Yates. He does EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. It's tapping. And when you're feeling stressed out, when you're feeling overwhelmed, or even before you're going to, it helps release that electrical charge, the charge that's around an emotion, so that you aren't as emotional. You aren't as, hijacked by how you feel. It doesn't happen as easily. Breathing exercises. Now's the time to start meditation. Now's the time to start all of those healthy habits, because you're going to need them. Don't just do them because, oh, yeah, it's a good opportunity. It is a good opportunity, but you're also going to need them for your own sanity, for your own survival of this. You're going to probably be okay, but mentally and emotionally, you're going to be drained. You're going to be wiped out. You're going to be exhausted, and you need to realize that. So take steps on the front end to protect yourself so that doesn't happen. And that means making sure you do the things and use this time to really nourish yourself. Because when you're in a good space, that's when you're able to help the people that you love. If you're not in a good space, then you can only do 50% or less. You can't do what you want to do. You can't do what needs to be done because you don't feel good. All right. So prioritize that, even if you have to, tiptoe or manage with the narcissist. Um, you need to be in a good space so that you're able to navigate this. Now is not the time to create big blowups because the whole world's in chaos, but big blowups will happen, which means that you need to be able to navigate them. And the only way you're going to be able to navigate them is when you get the support and the love and the nourishment that you need. So make good choices. You know what you need to do? Absolutely. And so do them. Do them. Because do them before you need to do them. Get them into place now, because soon you are going to really be feeling the effects of all of people's untapped, unexperienced, unrealized, unrecognized panic and anxiety and frustration and hurt and fear and all of that. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. So if you're feeling crazy, recognize that it's just a sign that you need to do some things which are self care, no matter who you want to blame, no matter who seems to be at fault. If somebody yells, take a breath, walk away, get regrounded, pause. When you pause, you can navigate the situation. When you're grounded, you can navigate the situation. If you're reacting and just want to fight back and angry, even if it's totally, completely justified, it will, it puts you in a vulnerable position. Your position of strength is a position of health and wellness. Okay. So if you know women who are in toxic and narcissistic relationships, make sure you share these videos. And I've got a variety of ways that I help women. I've got a whole free library that's searchable of these videos that they can find out more information and stuff to help them with. I do a beautiful coaching group, year-long coaching program with great women who are dealing with narcissistic and toxic relationships. And it's a very healthy, positive space. Or I do one-on-one coaching. We do that over video so that people can stay in contact and get the help that they need. Um, and then I also do a whole healer apprenticeship program where you spend a year with me and you really create that healer mindset. So you can take anything that you do, whether it's art, science, healing, energy work, administrative work, whatever it may be, and you come at it as a healer. You are a healer in whatever gift or skill that you have. And when you create a healing mindset, that's what makes you the healer. And you get to take what you do best and use it to make the world a better place. Okay. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope today goes okay. If you need something, remember, you can reach out. I do coaching over video. We could just do a few if you just need some temporary support to get through this. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.